Hello there. Welcome back. How are you all doing today? Today we're on, of all things, we're going to be playing some, we're going to be watching the demo that young Jortand has sent it, and we're going to be looking at a Pyro demo on, what on earth map is this? Vanguard. So apparently Vanguard's being played in UGC. I don't know why. I was under the impression that UGC, okay, regularly, over the last couple of years, UGC has been sending out, like, like surveys out to players who've played the previous seasons and asked their opinion on, maps and weapons and stuff. I was under the impression everyone said they hated this map. But apparently it's in this season, and this, I think this was his official, if not it was a scrim, but I'm fairly certain this was his UGC official, so to change it up, we're watching a Pyro demo, and at the start here it looks like he's doing good. He's not overextending. It'll be pretty catastrophic right now if he were to just die, just like that. That's unfortunate. I think that's just because this map is a giant sniper sightline. You can see the spy over there. He's able to get into a position. I don't know if he's going to be able to get anyone. Yeah, he managed to get the medic and another guy. So, had he not have died to this... their spy got the sniper and the medic on his team. So, had he have not died there, he probably would have stopped the spy. There you go. That's a great reason why that was catastrophic. Him dying there gave the spy a free pick. Can we zoom around? So, spy... Okay, they're re-bringing big. Not that for now. The spy basically just decloaked here and walked up. Where Jortand was before, standing still, he was standing sentry. Just him being here was enough to stop the spy from really doing anything. He was just running up there doing nothing. But then the moment the sniper saw him, the sniper's all the way... This is the reason people don't like this map. The sniper can stand all the way over here and kill you all the way over here. So there was almost nothing Jortand could have done there other than just hiding in the corner. He should have. He should keep that in mind for the future as we snap back to his view. I'm going to be doing this quite a bit more. This whole like zooming around thing. I think it makes it a lot more interesting and it makes it a lot easier to talk about stuff. Because it is more than just the player. There's also, the team aspect in general. Like, you see the engineers put his dispenser up there. It shouldn't have done anything at all, but maybe it stopped this scout running through and killing the sniper. It looks like they are setting up a sentry in the top right here. I don't know if it's a good idea to have your entire combo up here, actually, because one, like, crit sticky, one Ubered soldier, one anything could come in here and just deal a crap load of damage. Normally you want to spread out a little bit more. Looks like they're moving around. So at least, looks like he's sticking with his medic quite a lot. He's playing the kind of combo style where he's running the shotgun degreaser power jack, like you should. The spy's just got into the sentry, but you see he's not overextending to try and get rid of it because there's not really much he could have done there. Realistically, his team should have been, yeah. So, this went wrong for a number of reasons. First of all, their team was up here, and their red team had, like, pushed in and were already on the point. There was, like, a 10-second gap where, like, the blue team could have killed them, but due to their positioning up here, they either didn't see them push, or the comms were so bad they couldn't hear them pushing. Realistically, though, you probably should have been holding, like, up here, or, like, down here or something, so at least you can stop the push. But, yeah, him sticking up their spy checking didn't really help too much, even if, it's a relatively easy job just to sit and spy check. Sometimes you do have to at least... Okay, that was good. Good pick on the soldier, though. You don't want to overextend too much as Pyro, but when it comes to pushing, you really want to be the first one out. If the sniper kills you, that's fine. Out of all the people the sniper's going to kill in the combo, the Pyro is like the least important. So often you'll see really good Pyros like Steve. He used to say, I don't know if he still does, but he used to say, as a Pyro, you should be the one sneaking through. Oh god, that sniper. See how this map is not fun? The sniper literally just walked over here and picked the medic, and there was nothing the medic could have done beyond just hiding in the corner. I guess which is what they were meant to do. That heavy should be way back. Good of you to stay back. You shouldn't chase the spy pick, so that's good. Yeah, back off with your team. Good, that's good. He's trying to stay alive a little bit here. I'd say you are peeking a little bit too much there. But so far their team's been losing just due to the medic basically getting picked. The first time was his fault for running into a sniper sightline. The second fault was the medic's fault. You couldn't really have done anything there. If the sniper ends up being a huge issue, and you yourself aren't doing too much with the, you see the spy down there. If you yourself aren't doing too much with like the shotgun and stuff, you can feel free to switch off to like the scorch shot or something and just use it to annoy the sniper. Trust me, any sniper main, if you ask them what their like least favourite, one of their least favourite weapons are, most of them would probably say like, the scorch shot or something, just because the afterburn and the click, 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 click up in your view gets really annoying. And since it takes relatively nothing for the Pyro to hit you with it, it gets really spammy and annoying. So there's another reason. Look, the sniper's all the way over here. Relatively free. Nothing can kill him except for a spy. Yet he's able to see all the way over here on this combo. This medic should really have been either holding here or back somewhere else. He's 91% Uber and he's way out in the open. Yeah, that was really bad play on your end. Like, medic was basically standing up here. He could have been sniped from in there, down there. You really want to either hold against this wall as a medic and have your like Pyro up here to be your eyes and your demo or something like here. You as a medic don't have to look at the danger. You as the medic should be hiding. And I know we're not reviewing the medic demo, but I think this is important. Their team they haven't really learned from their mistake. They've run Brass Beast heavy, perhaps because they haven't been able to get a sentry up in time. Realistically, this is one of the times I'd say you can get off the combo as Pyro. If a spy picks your medic here, it's kind of his fault. There's only one place he can decloak, here. Maybe in here, but you'd see him coming. Realistically, the heavy should be able to spy check here. The Pyro here, you're not doing anything, but just waste ammo, basically. Like, you really could, this is one of the places you could, even run the detonator and jump up here and help your soldier, play a little bit more on the flank. A big job about being, like, good at Pyro in the higher divisions, at least, is doing more than just sitting in the combo spy checking. A lot of good Pyros, they will get Ubers and they'll get a lot of frags, but then a lot of good Pyros will also know when it's a good idea to switch off to the flank. You being up here, they're being more than half the team. 6 out of the 9 players and one little spot here. Look, the one man just shot in one cow mangler shot, and their team's Ubering in from up here. So at least it's a slightly better position for them to push from, but we're going to see how it actually turns out here. You shouldn't really... There's no reason for you to be in the firefight there, Jortand. Your team has an Uber. And then spy already on the medic, yeah. You were kind of reflecting pipes there, wasn't really necessary. Oh my god, spy. So, you were standing up here unnecessarily taking your damage. Realistically, if their team just Ubers in like this, you don't need to stand here and take the firefight. Your entire team can push through here and like go under and completely ignore their Uber, and then you'll have your own Uber to push back out with. You standing there and unnecessarily reflecting stuff was just kind of wasting ammo and health. You do kind of... It's annoying, but you have to kind of learn when it's best not to bother reflecting stuff. It's very satisfying, and it feels like it's the right thing to do, is whenever you see a demo man, is to just stand in front of him and reflect everything. Often it just doesn't matter. Like, if he reflects 8 stickies into you, there's only so much you can do. Your team should have been somewhere else, really, but let's see what you do here. This is a perfectly fine time to be spy checking, as the area is fairly open. You can go through kind of anywhere. You do get the spy. Very good. Good work. Now you know that the spy's down, though. The only thing that's really going to kill your combo that you could prevent is like a soldier or a demo. So, do keep that in mind while you're doing here. Yep, then there's no spy. You don't need to spy check anyone. That's good. You could probably count in your head, though. Oh, it's Necro. I know Necro. I know they're spying. There you go. Why are you pushing in here? I'm not entirely sure why he did that. Maybe just to cause a bit of confusion in them. Maybe Jortand thought he was getting an Uber. That would have been an okay time for a Pyro Uber. Run in here, kill a few people, set everyone on fire and confuse them a bit. At least in lower divisions, a lot of people seem to overestimate afterburn. If they're on fire, they'll run to the nearest health pack, rather than push through the choke like they should. Instead, you basically just suicided there for no reason. You're not up right now, and their spy's in there. Yeah, your spy just got the sniper. You couldn't really done anything about the sniper. But look, you're over there. Only just getting back in time. The spy... Where is he? What's he doing? Where's their spy? The spy ran away, I think. I think he attempted a pick and then, yeah, ran off, so... I don't know why my camera's like this, but, like... I don't also know what you're spy checking. You're running up ahead there, but the spy was back here attacking your medic. Your medic's back... Yeah, look, he's relatively unprotected there. I think your spy is going to be what kills that. Wait, we can actually fix this. If we do cam... Ideal dist, and we do, like, 150... There we go. See how it's all nice and zoomed out a little bit more. I don't know why it's over your shoulder like this. Quite weird. Quite cool, actually. It feels like we're doing it from a third-person perspective. Anyway, your team's got an Uber. Does their team have an Uber? I don't think they do. Yeah, that's a weird spot for a sentry. Alright then. So what you should be doing here is not dying, because your team's about to push. You dying wouldn't exactly accomplish anything at all. Why am I looking inside of your body? This is a bit of a pain. Yeah, you didn't need to... be there. As a Pyro, you're not like a demo man. You can't shoot a long-range sticky and do like 80 damage. You standing there would do like 20 chip damage to a sniper maybe, and instead it resulted in you dying and their spy having a really good position. Look at this. That spy drops the medic. That was an incredibly... What the Pyro can do in this situation is not die and prevent that, as awful as it sounds. We're getting a lot of education out of this video, actually. Surprisingly. I didn't know how much I was going to get out of, like, a Vanguard demo. This is actually, like, really interesting gameplay, I think. So, like, yeah, you pushing up here earlier didn't accomplish anything. You were looking, so at least you used your eyes, but you also had, like, another 2 members of your team looking. You didn't need the third guy. If you were going to peek, you could have always have gone under and stood, like, here and gone kind of back and forth and hope the sniper didn't see you. Make sure, by the way, if you're peeking sniper sightlines, that you don't have your power jack out, because if he hits you with a headshot with the power jack, it'll do, like, 163? 173, something like that? Whereas if you just get hit normally, yeah. You're dying a lot to the sniper. This is all very avoidable. You're avoidable, even. Your team's holding in here. You are actively waiting. Yet you kind of overextended a bit. I think you need to... A little bit about overextension is that, like, sniper is basically the counter to overextension. So in lower divisions, if the sniper's half good, he can basically just sit at the back and kill anyone that overextends. Like that soldier up there. That's a fine way to overextend. He has a rocket launcher. He could have jumped up here, shot the medic twice and dropped him, or shot him twice and made him force. As a pyro, you can't do that. You don't have that option. You have to remember, it's not just you're playing TF2, you're playing pyro specifically. There's more to do than you do on other classes. There we go. We go back into first person like this. It's because we're on an STV, and we use third person rather than just pressing space. So you're staying here. Your medic's holding in a very, very forward position, which is a bit dangerous. But good of you at least to focus the target everyone else was pushing. You don't need to do this. The heavy's not killing you, which is good. Okay, your medic gave you the Uber. That'll be why he wasn't killing you. So that was a fine use of a Pyro Uber. You can either kill the demo or run away. I would have... Yeah, that was a difficult situation there. The medic gave you the Uber and you used it to push their Uber back. That's perfectly fine. One thing you also could have done is, because the heavy was here and the medic was there, you could have pushed the heavy into the corner, sure, but then pushed the medic around the corner, and that would have snapped the Uber, and then you could have just, like, 3-shot him with your shotgun. And when the demo was in here, realistically, if you were in a bad situation, you could have just backed off and gotten him around the corner, because the soldier was there. Had you have backed out, you would have seen him. Not that you would have known that, but yeah. If you're about to die like that, you might as well just get super aggressive at the demo, hope he shoots a pipe, and then kill him in the medic. Not too much you can do, really. Look, the blue sniper now is learning the abilities of standing a mile back and shooting people overextending. Good of you to continue to spy check, though. Do remember, though, you can spy check with a shotgun as well. So a lot of spies like to kind of hide in corners. So what I like to do if I'm playing Pyro is, like, just occasionally shoot one shotgun shell, just reload one at a time. Like, shoot one down to 5. Don't shoot more than that. Just shoot one shotgun shell at a time and reload it, just at the distance. Because the spread on the shotgun, if you shoot it into this general corner over here, that would hit this kind of a section. So if there was a spy hiding somewhere in there, you could kind of spy check them at a distance, and then you'd know that where they're not going to be. So there's a spy up there, obviously. There's no way he can know that. That's where he is. So there's no way he can know that, obviously. He's being good here. You might have been able to push out with your scout a bit more there, but it's good to stay with your medic. You should be turning around a lot more. Very, very good. A bit unfortunate the spy did get past you there, but... Oh, maybe you know that the spy there, actually. Maybe it's been called. Good of you to kill the NG. That was very good. Staying with your medic there, that's a good time. Because you didn't have an Uber. If you'd have pushed forward, you would have died. But you staying back let you kill people that tried to flank your medic, so that was good. And if you get the soldier pick here, that'll be fine, but I wouldn't worry about overextending. Very, very good. The counter Uber comes out. You'll probably end up dying. If you can run away, that'll be great. That was a good play. There you go. Good of you not to, like, run back into the Ubered heavy. Unfortunate there was a scout there. Realistically, though, just for the future. It was quite hard to think at the time, obviously, because there's a lot going on, but just for the future, when you're backing out, try to take the longest path possible a lot. So, like, there was a huge amount of players around the mid, and you took the long path around to go back here, and then you tried to cut back into the middle where the firefight was. Realistically, just for the future, you want to try and back out and keep in the shadows as much as you can, because it prevents you from dying. Or at least lowers the chance of it. And you can, yeah, it is UGC, because you can see there's no Razorback on the snipers. I mean, actually, the spy's probably somewhere around here. I don't know what he's doing, but... Your team's continuing to hold up here, so... I don't know if you had, like, a map review and that's what you're doing, but... Very good of you to stop the pyro. Oh, the soldier even. This is a good spot for you to be up forward, actually. Because your team seems to be refusing to move. The heavies dropped down, but, like, yeah, you stopping the soldier there and stopping the demo spam, that was fine. You didn't have an Uber. They didn't have an Uber. It was just mindless spam, and you managed to stop that. Now they've got the Uber, though. Air blasting them off the point is perfectly fine, but you probably shouldn't have suicided for it. Like, while the Uber's on, do remember while the Uber's on, they can't cap the point. I know it's a really, really, really weirdly, what's the word, like, efficient way to do it, but if you see Ubered players, don't bother air blasting them off the point. Like, you can air blast him to screw up his aim, sure, but what you could have also done is, because he wasn't looking at you, I think he was a bit blindsided, you might have been able to sneak behind and just kind of air blast him directly into the air, which screws up his aim even more. That, or you could have just stayed back, wait for the Uber to run out and then shoot them, but there's a lot of things you could have done. But dying there was unfortunate, really. If there's a heavy, you really don't want to have to run into them just as a pyro. It looks like this is your last point, right? You haven't just run all the way to theirs. Okay, good. So your team's got the Uber now. A huge player advantage. They've only got, like, what? 5 players? Yeah? They've got their combo, basically, minus the demo, so this is a fine time to push forwards. The soldier's not being sniped, so you can assume the sightline's at least okay-ish for now, but... Yeah, you can take out the sentry, that'd be great. Good work there shooting the sentry. Often, like, even if the demo shoots a couple of pipes at it, it might be left on, like, 20 HP, and you just shotgunning it a couple of times will take that out. So some good chip damage there. Oh, wait, just keep this in mind for general TF2. Buildings don't take damage fall off. So that's why, rockets at super long range will still, like, 2-3 shot sentries. It's because anytime you shoot a building, it takes full damage, as if you were, like, right in front of it. Doesn't mean that all the bullets are going to hit, obviously. Or shotgun does have spread. But it does mean that it is worth peppering something at a distance, because, each pellet does, like, 9 damage. Shoot that 9 times, you've done... a lot of damage. 86 or something. There you go. So, your team's Ubered you. That's perfectly fine. Pyro Ubers are perfectly fine. Their team also is flashing a bunch. Yeah. Good of you to back out. I wouldn't even suggested that, because they were flashing a bunch and their Uber ran out. You could maybe have gone really, really aggressive and tried to just shoot the demo a couple of times and then back out, but their medic might have just flashed him again, so... Yeah, good of you to survive and back out. Your medic's still alive, so that's pretty good. Their sniper is up. Do remember, one thing you want to note out of all the things on the scoreboard is the name of their sniper and the name of their medic, so you can tell when they're down. When their medic's down, it normally means that damage is more important, so you want to chip at them, because they can't just instantly heal it. And a lot of people don't like pushing when they're at like half health. And when the sniper's down, obviously it means you can kind of just peek sightlines a bit more, so... He's standing back here. Heavy does die to spam, but you reflect the second one at least off of your medic. There's a spy. Doesn't get anything done. Quite fortunately, though, that spy might have even been able to kill you and the medic, had he had a bit more luck there, but... That's good. Good on your end, then. What are you going to do here? This is interesting. There is a sentry up there, if you were listening to the beep beep beep. And I don't think your medic is Uber. He nearly does, though. Probably wouldn't have wanted to push so early there. Just because your medic was nearly at Uber. And if you just died for no reason and then they got Uber, it would have been a bit of a shame. So, you're continuing the Pyro Uber. That's very, very good to see. And you are attacking the medic and the sentry. I mean, that one sentry gun has been the bane of your push. Really, really, really annoying. Didn't even know that sentry spot was a thing. Realistically... What your team should have done is your demo should have just two-shot it. I don't know what you guys... Maybe should have watched what the demo was doing, but the demo should have just piped it. That would have been nothing for a demo. Maybe as the Pyro, you were airblasting that here, you saw the medic. Maybe you could have, like, chased him down here, killed the medic, and then gone, like, underneath the sentry and tried to shoot it while everyone else was distracted. I'm not sure, though. Quite difficult. It looks like you have died, though, in the interim period to some kind of spam, so we'll teleport back to you. There we go. Your medic has no Uber, right? Yeah, he's like 8%. So everyone's just spawned. There's a soldier there. Had you have just chipped him a little bit more, you could have gotten the soldier. He dies to the... A lot of level 1 sentries on this map, I've noticed. For a 5 CP map. Normally don't see level 1s, you normally see minis, but... Interesting that it's working. Heavy down there. Helping your scout get out the heavy, that's perfectly fine. And you do get the assist, so that's good, yeah. Often with heavies eating sandwiches, if your scout kind of got a bit of a shaky arm and he missed... Did you see that sentry setting up behind you? It just did not care, okay. Often, if your scout misses one shot and the heavy fully eats a sandwich, there's a tiny chance that the heavy might kill your scout, so it was good of you to at least do, 100, 150 damage to kind of help it down. That sentry's up in a stupid spot again. Well, it's working. Their engineer, he's not, top scoring by any means, but he's at least being a huge prevention. This is, what I'd say is actually okay overextension. There's no sniper, it's a demo spamming pipes. You could really have airblasted those and done some serious damage to their team, and you did reflect the soldier and stuff. Ideally, you don't want to be pushing on less than like 120. If you've got 120, it means you can take up a rocket and still back out. So it was a bit dangerous to stand there just on 70. Had you have missed any reflex, the demo would have killed you, but... Yeah, I mean, realistically, I'm not perfect. I probably would have stood here and just tried to reflect over and over again to kill them, but... You're still alive for the final push. And your team wins. Perfectly fine. 1-1. Equal teams. If we speed forward, it's still 1-1, right? Yeah. So that was fine. You stayed alive for the final push, so it was good that you didn't... Had you have overextended up here, maybe your team would have had a more difficult time pushing. So good of you to stay alive. Remember, the most important part about winning the game is actually being alive to stand on the point. Dead people can't cap points. And the more people on the point, the faster it caps. So just, no point in dying to kill one demo when, if you just wait 5 more seconds and stand still, your team wins anyway, regardless of frags. The objective is more important than frags at the end of it anyway, so... You're taking a bit more of a flanky approach here. I like your team... It's been a mid-fight, but your team hasn't just stood at the back. That was perfectly fine. Perfectly fine thing to do as a pyro, just kind of run at the heavy and shotgun him. Especially because you had the corner there. Their team did win this, yes. But since you had the corner here, this is actually a fine time to face a heavy. Airblast, shotgun, and hide behind. The heavy can't do anything about it. Unless, if you were here and the heavy was here, you would have just died. So yeah, just keep that in mind. If as a pyro you want to fight the combo classes, make sure you've got literally just a wall to block all the bullets. Realistically, though, you should have seen that and then looked around and noticed that your entire team was dead and then backed off, but... just something to keep for the future. You don't want to be spinning around all the time because you'll give yourself a headache, and it's a video game. Don't worry yourself so much about a video game, but... You want to have an eye on what's happening in the battle. Presumably there would have been a lot of comms like, oh no, everyone's died, back out or something, and you did kind of just stay there and get killed by like 3 flanking people, which is a bit unfortunate. Your spy there just bumped to their spy. He didn't seem to care. Go on, Necro. Where are you going to go? Okay, he's going... This is quite a normal spy flank route. Yeah, there's an ammo pack there. And Jortand is around. Is he going to spy check? This corner here is a good spy check corner. The heavy. Very good. So that's a good part about Highlander. In higher divisions, often the Pyro spend even less time in the combo than you might think. At least compared to this match. Good of you to kill the overextending soldier. Very good. He showed up here. There was no downside really for you to peek here unless there was a sniper there. And he was over there, obviously. So good of you to pick up the soldier. Good of you still to be alive. Your team. You've got the demo. You're flanking them. I don't think you have an Uber, but you seem to be doing fine. Yeah. So your medic didn't have Uber. It was your team's comms, so it wasn't nothing. It was good of you to go with your team. It's most important that you listen to comms. It's more important, by the way, that you carry out bad comms than ignore them. You'll never do anything as a team if you ignore them. Even if you think the decision's awful, you should always listen to the team leader. And eventually, you know, you'll learn over time what works and what doesn't. If you just straight up say, no, I'm not going to push you, don't have Uber yet, you're not going to accomplish anything. But, you know, in another world, medic probably should have sat here building Uber and then pushed out, and you could have probably done some serious damage. Not very good, though. But you didn't really lose much as a result. You know, the point was probably already lost there. And it was unlikely you would have gotten them. The spy's in a good position here. You could have seen that very easily. So one way, by the way, to improve at spy checking is just to play like a season of spy, and you'll start realizing there's some spots everyone decloaks in. Like everyone always decloaks like on top of this because it's a sight line. People love decloaking in the corner here because you're at this angle. No one, like as a pyro, if you stand here, you can't see that corner just by standing here. You feel like, you know, I'm spy checking pretty well if I'm looking here. No, you can't see that corner up there. And as a result, you standing over here peeking in the normal spots, the spy was able to just go up here and kill the sniper. Had you have just literally gone, poof, and known that that's a common decloak spot, probably sniper wouldn't have died there. Oh, good. Very, very good of you to block the crits, and good of the medic to Uber you. You can win this quite easily. Yeah, demo goes down. You can kill the pyro. This is why the shotgun's good, by the way. With the flare gun there, you probably wouldn't have been able to do very much, but with the shotgun, you can just run out and smash stuff. Heavy's got his fist out. This is a good opportunity. If you see a Gru heavy, just go absolutely nuts. There's no damage fall off on many crits, obviously, so it's just like 2 or 3, maybe even like 4 shots with the shotgun, even at mid-range, will probably kill them, considering how much damage he took. So, yeah, pushing through here. You want to be turning around occasionally. The spy's still alive. As we know, because it's an STV, the spy is quite literally there. You see the scout, and the spy potentially going to decloak on top of the point. This will be quite a good little spot. Up here, people don't look up. Let's look around. How many players are looking directly up? None of them. None of these players are looking directly up. So, good old decloak spot on this map. If you can finesse yourself onto here, which is possible, I think you just jump on there. Just decloak up here and literally just drop down and stab them. You don't have to even stair stab them. You can just drop down and backstab them normally. And you'll probably get it. Unless you get unlucky and they turn around. They're not going to turn around because they know you're there. They're going to turn around just but unluckily. So you're flanking here. That's fine. Your team's entirely dead, so you either could have backed up or flanked, and you were in a position to flank. You do take out the pyro, and you die, unfortunately, but that was perfectly fine. Pyro for a pyro, you know, it's an interesting trade. At this point, you were flanking, your teams all spawned together, so it wasn't really that catastrophic there. Just a fun little DM battle. Had there not been a mini, you probably could have gone around the corner, gotten the health back, and killed the engineer, but there was a mini there. What I was going to say, by the way, was that you saw your spy was there, so you could have asked your spy specifically, hello, spy's name, could you go sap that? And he probably would have said, yeah. So, do remember. Oh, by the way, if you want to get people's attention, if you want something like, oh, spy, can you go sap that mini? The easiest way to get their attention is literally just to say their Steam name, like, you know, what's the spy on this team? Mitchell? I don't know, that's probably not his actual name, but maybe it is. Just say, hey Mitchell, can you go sap the sentry? And because you said his name, you know, human psychology and all that crap, they recognize it as a command to them specifically, and as a result, they're more likely to listen to you. Whereas if you just say, hey, can someone get rid of that mini? No one's really going to want to do it. Oh, well, if you can get the scout, that'd be good, but don't overextend. Very, very good, yeah. Had you have overextended and died there, you wouldn't have been able to been around to stop the push. Unfortunately, stopping the push did nothing. The spy came through and killed the sniper. Really, your medic should have just arrowed him. I don't know why he didn't. The sniper was sitting here on low enough health that one L'Étranger shot killed him, so, you know. Good sniper spot also is, like, here, because it means you can shoot people there, and people who drop down without thinking about it, you can normally get the heavy. And once you've killed the heavy in an Uber, it's basically just killing a demo. But anyway, that all aside, your team did lose. I still don't think that spot in the top left is very good, but good of you to at least stick with your team with it. Even if it's a bad decision, as long as you all do the same thing, it's most important. I will reiterate that. That was an unnecessary pipe. You've just wasted 25 ammo. Not that it will make a difference, but it could have. Ever since, like, the air blast nerf, you can only really make, like, realistically, when you're spy checking, you'll only really make 6 or 7 air blasts, because you'll never really be at max ammo. If you're at max ammo, you're not spy checking. You'll only really be at max ammo if you run over, like, a mini or something. You shouldn't be here. This is an awful position. I think you're aware of that as well, aren't you? There's not really much you can do, yeah. The most you could have done, maybe, is either wait for the Uber, and if someone comes around the corner, you could have air blasted them, like this. You peeking, it wouldn't really accomplish much, unless you know, they shot a pipe, and you managed to reflect it back. The other thing you could have done is jump under. Like, you might have had enough time as a team to jump under. It's unlikely you would have had time to back off, but you could have basically sacrificed yourself. You could have said, okay, I'm going to peek, and then you both back off. And, you know, the heavy and the medic could have run off, while you, as the pyro, ran in here just as a distraction. Because you can do that. You would have probably died. You probably wouldn't have got any kills. Unless the demo fed you pipes, basically. Don't overextend for the scout. Very good. That was good of you, by the way. A worse player would have just run after the scout and just been mauled by the heavy. So, good of you there. Scout pick wasn't that important. It was good to keep him away to stop him from killing your medic, but it wasn't really that good of an idea to just, you know, give yourself to him. See what you do here, though. Playing on the flank a little bit more, but the spy is on your medic. Spy misses. This is fortunate for you that the spy missed. Oh, no, they've added this new I forgot they keep changing this map. There didn't used to be a flank down there. That's new. Anyway, yeah, you were around there, and the spy... Oh, your sniper kills their medic, so this is a great time to go in. Very good. Go in here, shotgunning some people. That's great. If you see the sniper picking their medic, you know they're probably going to be, like, shitting themselves, which is a wonderful time to go in and frag on Pyro, which you're doing. You're doing a good job of fragging. You did hear a giantly loud decloak there. I'm hoping you heard that really loud decloak there. No. Don't bother overextending too much. If you peek the corner and the spy's invisible, you know, shoot a couple of flames and then run away. Good of you not to chase. That would have just been like a huge waste of time, basically. And good that you didn't do that. I'm liking these visual effects, by the way, little particles. Anyway, see what you're doing here. You're capping the point. Very, very fine. The rest of your team really isn't, so it's good that at least someone's doing it. Unfortunately, the demo dies in the push. Presumably, yeah, Pyro Ruber's coming out. Their Pyro is running the stock flamethrower, which is an interesting choice. As you've noticed, he's lost every Pyro duel. The grease is just better. There are some maps, sure. If you're playing like Steel and you're purely going to be air blasting, you don't think you're going to be doing any shotgunning, go for it if you really want to. It is a little bit of personal preference, you know, it's a video game. Degreaser, though, is like... It's better just because the shotgun's so good, and it lets you switch to the shotgun slightly faster, and that making the shotgun slightly better is a good... What are you doing here? You're going to almost certainly either die or take a lot of damage before backing out, so... I don't know... Maybe don't put so much value into a level 1 sentry. There's 130 ammo the NG just shoved down without thinking about it. There wasn't a level 3 and your team wasn't holding here. This isn't payload. Their team wasn't going to... You know, you shouldn't have been there. You could have died. That's all I want to say. You should have backed out way sooner and used that level 1 sentry basically as your get out of jail free card. They haven't added a flank through there, okay. Yeah. Good that the spy didn't get your medic there. Realistically... You probably could have really easily stopped him, considering he was decloaked for like a good 5 seconds, and there always seem to be like an engineer or a scout, so just keep an eye out for engineer and scouts basically and shoot them. Say, hello, the name of your engineer, is that you on the point? If you can kill the heavy out here, that'll be fine. Okay. You probably could have gotten that there if you'd aimed a little bit more at the heavy, but that's fine. You didn't die and your steam kill still killed him as a result. Is there spy all the way on your last? That engineer is. Oh, that's interesting. Is he going to put a teleporter out? That's an interesting spot for him to be. Yeah, I think you just died to the demo man, didn't you? Yeah. So I think you probably just pushed out here and died to the demo, didn't you? And there's the sniper dot on the wall. Is your medic looking at that sniper dot? I sure hope he is, because if any of you had peeked there, you would have taken a crap load of damage. Even if the sniper doesn't kill you, it means that like you'll be left on enough health that one sticky will kill you. Fast forward a bit, there you go. I do like your hat, by the way. Nappa's Respite's like a really nice hat. Run forward a bit and see what you're going to do. Your medic shouldn't die to a Electron J spy, that's on you. Good. Oh, maybe not the best time to air blast there. Had that have gone awry, the spy could have maybe surfed. Nah, he didn't, but there was a tiny chance he might be able to surf and jump on there, jump on there, jump on there and get away, but unlikely, very unlikely. If you're worried about the spy being able to jump way too high, you can always jump and air blast down, and it will only send them up a little bit. Previously, a long time ago, air blasting people into the floor would do what's called ground stalling, where you literally just lock them into the floor. Like, quite literally lock them in the floor. They got rid of that by making it so when you air blast, they always have a little bit of up the momentum. But if you're underneath them and air blast up, and you're on top of them and air blast up, one of them is going to be a lot higher than the other. So, skip forward a bit. There we go. Skip the rollout. And your team... No, the timer ran out there. That's alright. That was an alright... you don't see a lot of 5CP maps, to be honest, so that was alright. Your team... I mean, the worst part was basically... At the start, all of you were dying a lot to the sniper. To the end, you will fix that, so good on all of you. Just do keep in mind that on maps like that, you don't have to overextend. You did learn towards the end. You stopped overextending as much. Like at the start, you were kind of just pushing into the demo for no reason. Later on, you kind of stuck with your medic a little bit more and flanked a little bit more. So, good on you. That was a good demo. There's not much more I really want to go on there, so I will end the video here. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you, Jortand, for sending in the demo. If you have any demos yourselves you want to see reviewed, send them on Discord, and I will just leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.